Hello everybody, Gibsomatic here, and today I'm going to be talking about a newswire post that Rockstar made 3 years ago that I want to see a new version of. And so last week, a couple Q&As came out of, some video game, publications like Game Informer and IGN, and it was basically a Q&A with a Rockstar director, Imran Sarwar. And this is kind of a rare occurrence for Rockstar. I'm sure most of you know that Rockstar is usually pretty tight-lipped, only releasing a little bit of information on the newswire every now and again. Whenever they're talking about like actual, design concepts and the inner workings of Rockstar, it's very few and far between. We don't get many Q&As with actual Rockstar employees. And there was actually a post there, and it talked about a lot of things on both of them. Shark cards were brought up, story mode DLC, and I was going to do a video on them, but that has already been covered quite a bit. But there were a few questions in there that I feel were kind of interesting and didn't get as much coverage as some of the big hidden questions. And these are both from the IGN article. I'm going to be talking about two questions here, and I think that these are two pretty interesting questions, and I want to talk about them in this video. And so, two of the questions that were asked, IGN asked Imran Sarwar, who is the director of design at Rockstar, they asked the question, do you guys keep some kind of run-in tally on how many vehicles and weapons and outfits and missions and interiors, etc. you've added over the years? It must be a mile long at this stage. And Sarwar responded with, we have metrics and statistics built around everything we add and subsequently everything the player plays, purchases, sells, and uses. The list is huge, with each pack bringing more property, more vehicles, weapons, gameplay modes, clothing, and accessories. Constantly tracking these items and the player behaviors around them lets us stay reactive and keep building on GTA Online, giving the players and community a better and better experience with more to do and more reasons to stay invested in their life within GTA Online. And then the second question was asked, are there any poor, neglected vehicles sitting in San Andreas Super Autos or out on the street that you guys can see barely anyone buys or stores in their garages? I've got a Stratum I like to hoon around in. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else in one. And Sarwar responded to that question with, you're definitely not alone in your Stratum. It's not doing too badly. At last count, there's 377,598 Stratum drivers tearing around out there. There's so much variety in terms of what to play with that we find that the players really engage with all of it. There's something for everyone, so the worst selling vehicle isn't necessarily not well engaged with, it's just not as hotly sought after as a supercar like the Gran Turismo or the Oppressor, a rocket-powered flying missile-launching motorbike. And with these two questions, Rockstar sort of gives the answer that they know the information of pretty much everything you do, everything you buy, and everything you own in GTA Online. And this is actually something that they've released in the past. Back in 2014, to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of GTA Online, they released a newswire post, which I'll have linked in the description, which is the GTA Online Census, the story so far. So keep in mind that this was before, the game even came out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and this was only a year after the game came out. And so this was from October 1st, 2013 until October 31st, 2014. So this was 3 years ago they released this newswire post. And the thing is, we are 4 years after GTA Online has come out. The anniversary was, in October, and I wish that Rockstar were to do a census again for this game. And this census went through a lot of information. It talked about the global players, how many crews there were, how many jobs were played and jobs created, how many Snapmatics there were. It went through all the vehicles that were owned and, the top 5 supercars, motorcycles, classics, off-road, helicopters, all of them, how many weapons were owned, the top 20 most popular clothing items, and just a bunch of information of how many things are in the game. So like vehicles, at this point, there were 369 base game vehicles and then I guess 37 DLC vehicles. Clothing, they almost doubled in 1 year how much clothing was added into the game. And just a bunch of information like that. And I would love to see a statistic like this. Of course, whenever it comes to like how many vehicles in the game, you can count that up yourself. It's going to take you a long time because I'm pretty sure there's more DLC vehicles now than there were base game vehicles. I'm almost certain on that. And then, weapons. I don't think that there's more DLC weapons than base game weapons, but it's probably pretty close. And then, it's just kind of interesting to look at this information and just see, because I would love to see, what is the #1 supercar now, because back, in the first year of GT Online, it was the Truffaut Adder. I don't think that's the case anymore. I never see the Adder in GT Online. Same with, the NTD XF, the Vodka, the Cheetah, all those vehicles aren't that popular anymore because of all the new supercar, DLC supercars. For some reason, the most bought plane in GT Online after 1 year of the game was the Titan. I'm telling you now that that is not the case anymore. It's, a different vehicle. Probably the Hydra, maybe, I doubt it's going to be one of the new Smuggler's Run vehicles, but something like that would just probably be the case. Maybe it's just me, but I would love to read a census for 4 years after GT Online and compare it to the, first year of GT Online. I would love to get that information, and I hope that sometime in the future Rockstar can talk about this. I know this is a bit of a strange video, it doesn't really affect anything in-game, but I just think that it would be so cool if Rockstar were to, release this information. Maybe not every bit of it, because I'm sure it's a lot, but I do think it'd be awesome if Rockstar were to put out a post, because GT Online's 4 years old at this point. Maybe they'll do it for the 5th year anniversary, I don't know, but yeah, I think it'd be interesting to, see just all the information of GT Online, because personally, I really like, looking at data for games, and, GT Online's no other. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Would you like to see a community census for GT Online? And if you want to check out the one from 2014, I'll have a link in the description if you want to check out all the information. It's basically just a picture of, and yeah, let me know your thoughts on this in comments. Would you like to see it? Do you not care? And also, if they were to release a census, what information do you want to most see? Do you want to hear what's the most played adversary mode? Maybe the most played race, stunt race or something. Maybe how many players have bought yachts in GT Online, or what's the most popular bunker, information like that. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments, and what information would you like to see Rockstar release information on. Hope you enjoyed. Feedback is always appreciated. I'll see you guys in the next video.